Alright, hello and welcome to, I suppose, my audition for the HonCast co-caster. My name is Elliot Smith, eSmith23. Um, I would just like to say, first off, that I have never done shoutcasting ever before. I've also never really used screen capture software. I literally downloaded it today to make this video. Um, I've been playing MOBA games for the past, let's see, 6 years. Started off in Dota, played that with my friends for many years, got into Han in closed beta, and have just never really looked back. Love the game, love the competitive nature of it. We've never been good enough, and by we I mean my group of friends that I started playing with, which we made a clan. We've never been good enough to play competitively. We played in one competitive tournament in Dota and just got stomped. But I still feel that my knowledge of the game is thorough, even if my execution or our execution as a team has never been up to par with competitive players. But I still feel that my knowledge of items, heroes, is on par with just about anyone. How I came up with this replay, I just typed in Haxorin's name from Team It's Gosu because I know they're a really good team in Europe right now. I think they've got a good shot at DreamHack coming up this summer. But I just scrolled through his recent games, found one against another team. Here it happens to be TDM. I think it was actually part of the It's Gosu tournament, so I might be making a replay of a game that people have already seen. But I figured that's okay. I haven't seen it, so this is as raw as it can get. First time shoutcasting on a game I know nothing about how it's gonna turn out. So we'll just start it up here. Let's see. I think. Should I go double time during the bans? I want this game or this audition to not be too terribly long. I know you guys definitely have to look at a ton of them. So let's see. We've got Tundra, Pebbles, Magebane, Ophelia, Demented Shaman, Band, Moraxis. So far, Tempest. None of these bands are really too standout. Silhouette. Tundra, I would imagine, got banned because of Moon Meander. He plays Tundra a lot, I know. Moraxis is actually a hero that has been being used more now in the competitive scene. He just brings a lot to the table. He's tanky. He works great with a blink dagger, blinking in, big AoE stun, the nullstone effect at any time to just absorb a spell and get more damage and move speed. His ult, which makes him super tanky, and he's got great chasing potential with his axes. So he's been breaking into the competitive scene lately, so he gets banned out. Ophelia and Tempest because they're probably the strongest junglers. Demented Shaman because he's so annoying to go against with his heal and escape. He just brings so much utility to a team. Let's see. Magebane. No one likes playing against the Magebane. He's just so hard to stop his farm. Same with the Silhouette too, kind of. Big thing with Magebane, you know, he's a hard carry, but he has that blink ability, so he can almost farm safely because it's hard to lock him down and take him out. And kind of the same with Silhouette. She has so many ways to get away with either her ultimate and blinking away to the illusion, or tree grapple, and just pulling yourself out of the way. Last is pebbles. Pebbles can be a problem in a lot of games, especially if he gets a good start, gets a fast portal key. He can really disrupt some things. He's, I guess, the only standout ban, I would say, like one that you don't see all that often. We do have the picks coming out. I am gonna slow it down now because they're almost done. Let's see. So for Team It's Gosu, so far we have Magnus, Poliwag, and Glacius. A good, strong team so far. Every single one of their heroes has a disable. Poly has 2. He's just a bag of disables. Right clicking at Zephyr and a Pyromancer. Again, more AoE damage. Just a lot of AoE. Zephyr he just gets you get next to him and he just hurts. And same with Pyro. He throws down a lot of AoE. So that does appear to be what they finish up with. We'll see how TDM responds. So far they have Puppet Master, Electrician, Aluna, and Bubbles. So let's see. For their last pick, I feel like they need AoE here. Most of the things they have are single target. Puppet with the 2 single target disables, 2 really good single target disables. And his ult, his Whiplash is a little bit of AoE damage, but not that much. Electrician with the great static grip stun, and his shield and his burst for AoE damage. But Aluna, power throw, and single target stun that can hit multiple people and really mess up a team fight. Parasite is probably the best jungler left on the board. Well, they've got Keeper of the Forest. That, I suppose they're not really interested in pushing. And then Bubbles has some decent AoE damage, but I guess looking at the teams right now, I would say Team It's Gosu has the better team composition so far. Just the amount of AoE disable. I mean, you've got Pyro's stun, you've got Magnus line stun, you've got Zephyr's gust to just move people around, put them in places they don't want to be, and then, you know, a bunch of single target from Poly and Glacius. As opposed to TDM's side, I mean, their AoE, it just seems to be lacking some. Again, they have good, I would say good burst potential, with Parasite and Puppet Master, especially if he ends up going the Assassin's Shroud. He definitely has a lot of burst potential. But Electrician can get pretty tanky and put out quite a bit of damage in team fights just simply by existing. Being alive and putting out magic damage. So, for lanes we have Glacius, Zephyr top. Maybe. Looks like they're switching around. Poliwag mid. And looks like Glacius Zephyr is going bottom. Mag Pyro top. Mag Pyro is old school double stun, triple nuke kill lane. So they're looking to put down some hurt on this Electrician. That's gonna cause him a lot of trouble up there. We do have the ward going down. Block the pool. Looks like the Parasite is going to be in the Legion jungle. Bubbles solo bottom. Well, technically solo with this Parasite in the jungle. One of the best bottom laners because he can get away easily with his shell surf. So he should be pretty okay down there. Probably not going to get the best farm, but shouldn't die but he just not gonna get a lot of gold, but should probably be able to keep getting experience at least. This Polly is gonna have a tough time in mid lane. Polly is one of those heroes that, especially if this Parasite ganks with this Catman champion, Polly, doesn't really know anything's amiss. Oh, here he comes. So let's see. Oh, Polly saw that they were getting kind of ballsy. Thought something was up, so he moved back. Polly is one of those heroes that has kind of dropped off lately. He was really popular for a long time because he wins just straight up against most people mid lane 1v1. Just because of all the things he can do. Shock for damage, 2 good disables, and when he hits 6, most good players can throw down a ward trap pretty well after the Hex. It followed up with a tongue-tied, so, it's almost like a Deadwood in that regard. He hits 6, and somebody's gonna die. But ever since the metagame has kind of shifted, and now we see a lot more 2 people mid, 2 on, or well, a lot of the times it's 2 on 2 lately. Because mid lane has become, Bubbles kind of in trouble. He uses Shell Surf, so he doesn't have an escape. Zephyr has a Gust. Bubbles is probably gonna go down here. I really don't see a way that he's going down. We do have Bloodlust going down at top lane. Does this Zephyr not have Gust? He does. He just doesn't want to use it. Well, because he doesn't really need to. But again, so Electrician goes down top lane to that Mag Pyro. So I was watching bottom lane, so I did miss. Oh, Parasite going in on mid, but no, a Hex going down. Does Parasite have his nuke up? No, didn't want to keep taking tower damage, so good play by Polly, just kind of sensing the pressure. Sensing that, or watching, the reaction of Puppet Master and Aluna. Once they start running up on him, it's probably kind of safe to assume that, they're not just going to start charging him for no reason. So he backs away smartly and survives the Parasite diving him. But again, the point I was going back to the point I was trying to make with Polly mid, is he's really good in a one-on-one situation, just because of his disables and his wards, and he likes solo experience because getting a fast level 6 on Polly is really good. His problem is he's not real great against dual lanes, especially dual stunning lanes like this Puppet Master Aluna lane. We have action going down up top, Pyro stun going down, and the taunt. So Moon Meander on that Electrician goes down again. Again, this Mag Pyro lane, it's not exactly the most innovative thing. It's been around for years and years. Polly and Glacius going on this Parasite, getting caught out in the jungle. Aluna trying to help, but he'll still go down. As Polly might be in a little bit of trouble, but Aluna doesn't have any more mana, so they're gonna be just fine. But yeah, Pyro Mag is one of those lanes that, you in the public games that I play, it's called a try-hard lane, because apparently you're not supposed to try hard to win in public games. That makes you a nerd, because who likes to win? Not me. Why would I pick a good lane composition? It's a public game. But I mean, it became that because it's so good. You know, Pyro's stun does a lot of damage, but it's not the easiest to land because of the cast time. But lining that up with a mag stun, just easy peasy. So not a lot going on right now. Puppet Master farming up. So let's see, we've got mid lane 11-1 Polly against a 30-18 Puppet Master. So Puppet Master clearly winning the CS battle. How's the gold looking though? This Zephyr, of course, is getting free farm bottom lane plus a kill. So he's doing really well, over 400 gold per minute. Pyro's doing pretty well. I'm missing kills all over the place. This Mag Pyro lane is just to the point where it's gonna be hard to stop. Like there's really nothing that Electrician can do anymore. He's level 4 and both Mag and Pyro are level 5, and he's been going in a 2-on-1, so you'd at least hope that he's on par with experience, but he's just fallen too far behind, and there's just not much that he can do at this point to not die. It's just too much burst. He doesn't have enough. I mean, he has 3 points into shield to make him a little bit more tanky. Up, here it comes again. Pyro stun going out. Still got the mag. There he goes. And this time they even had a Glacius to add even more damage in. So this Electrician is just he's too underfarmed and underleveled to survive so far. Zephyr picking up Helm of the Black Legion here in 7.5 minutes. So, and with boots and Mystic Vestments. So he's gonna be really hard to kill. Got Aluna over here looking to stack the Ancients. And Bubbles level 4 against level 7 Zephyr. This tower might be going down. Are they gonna deny it? They're trying. It gets denied. So that's one good thing for TDM. That tower gets denied. Little less gold for the Legion team. And the a nice thing is that now this lane. That's one thing about getting a tower early. It's always it's good for your team because you get more gold for the whole team. Let your supports buy some wards because they're probably lacking on CS. But it does generally cause the lane to push up, and so now this Bubbles is really safe, and he can farm. You know, general rule of thumb when attempting not to die is to not cross the river. So now this Bubbles has this whole space that he can farm and really feel very safe, unless someone on Legion comes all the way around to try and gank him. And again, Bubbles is not the easiest ganked character. Uh-oh. That's an Invis Glacius. Watching this Electrician. Here we got Mag and Pyro moving over. Oh, this Electrician is in trouble. Getting some body block going. Are they gonna get in range? Oh, it's getting real close. Oh, big Magma stun. But the silence from Parasite might... nope, doesn't save. Does not save Electrician. Close though. Who's that? Is that a mana ring on Pyro? So they can continue doing that. I'm almost a little surprised they're backing off. TDM ported in to try and save Electrician, but just not happening there because of too much disable. Zephyr diving on this Aluna, just sticking next to her, and there's just not a lot she can do. But Bubbles and Puppet Master coming in, but this Zephyr's so tanky. Takes out Aluna with the gust, and he's just gonna fly away. Still has tornadoes to heal him up. Oh, Electrician coming in, stun going down. He might be in trouble. Healing up with the tornadoes, ult going down. This bubble's getting low. Oh, this Zephyr, is he gonna... Oh, thought he was gonna at least take down that bubbles with him. Man, he took so much damage. Hellborn team's really in trouble. This Pyromancer, how much gold does she have? Almost has a Blink Dagger already on Pyro. Pyro farming 450 gold per minute. So just top in the game. Closest is that Zephyr with 407. And highest on the Hellborn team. At 300, Puppet not doing bad. 300 gold per minute is in no way bad. But when you've got two heroes on Legion over 400, and especially the drop off, that's the big thing. Because if Puppet was at 300, but everyone else on the team was oh, Glacius taking some damage. Big Polyward's going down. Pyro with that Blink Dagger coming in, cleaning up. This tower in mid's probably going to go down too. So all they had to do was sacrifice a Glacius to get 3 kills and a tower. That's a pretty fair trade. That's a trade that Glacius will take every day of the week, because he probably made more gold off of that with assists and towers than he lost from dying. Zephyr just pushing this bottom lane, this second tier tower, and there's just not much they can do about it. I mean, they tried to defend mid with 4 heroes. Bubbles was kind of in the vicinity, but Zephyr just too tanky. Is working on getting that, not the barrier idol, the upgraded vestments, the Shaman's headdress. That's it. Is working on getting that. He'll probably have that pretty soon. Let's see. Poly finishing his treads. He almost looks like he wants to go for a Ring of the Sorcery, maybe? He does have this random Amulet of Exile. I mean, it's not bad. Gives him more mana and stats. But Poly is one of those heroes that he does have mana issues. Especially his wards, once they get leveled up, they cost a lot of mana. 200, 350 mana, 600 mana. So those level 3 wards are pretty costly. So he does have some mana issues. So Ring of Sorcery is not a bad pickup on him by any means. They do have Glacius, who hasn't really been putting points into Chilling Presence, which is something I actually really kind of like. Glacius's 2 spells do so much damage, and the change they made a long time ago to Tundra Blast, where it used to be a static amount, like how long that it applied the movement speed and attack speed debuff to heroes, used to be a static amount, and then they changed it to it lasts longer as you level it up. Shaman Headdress picked up on Zephyr here. This tier 2 tower gonna go down pretty much for free. I don't really know what the Hellborn team is doing. It appears they're just hanging out in their fountain. I think they've given up. There's just too much on this Legion team. Parasite is running around trying not to die. He will take that catapult and run away as fast as he can. Yeah, I think that TDM's just given up. They're just waiting for 15 minutes so that they can concede. Zephyr just way too tanky. Pyro with Blink and Ring of Sorcery. Poly, not even level 11 yet, but I mean, he doesn't really need to be. Mag with his Blink already too. So, yep, GG's, 15-minute concede. So, just too much too much by that Legion. That, that's not the that's not the right stats. Um, but yeah, just too much for that Hellborn team to deal with. Like I said, the Legion team just seemed to have a much better team composition going into the game. Just a lot of AoE, Mag, Pyro, Poly, Zephyr, Glacius. I mean, every single one has big AoE, and I mean, we didn't really even get to see a big team fight. But can you imagine, just the Zephyr, the the Cyclone going down, the Poly wards, the Mag volcanic eruption, blink, stun in. Hellborn team would have just melted. The only one who may have survived would have been Electrician, if he had a bunch of farm and got super tanky. But the way the lanes were, Electrician had no chance against Mag Pyro. He can only be so tanky that early with just his electric shield. I mean, he did everything that he could. He leveled up electric shield before everything else to give him at least a little bit of survivability. But before he gets a big mana pool, because you tank more with electric shield, the bigger your mana pool is. But before he gets that mana pool to be able to take that damage, he just can't survive the Mag Pyro stun nuke lane. So just a little, I would say outpicked. Teammates Gosu just outpicked TDM in that game. So I suppose that's it for me. This has been eSmith 23 audition for HonCast Co-Caster. I hope you guys liked it. If you want me to do another one of these, I would be more than happy to. I had a lot of fun doing this. I don't feel that I am the best play-by-play shoutcaster in the world. That is, I don't think that is my strength. You may have noticed I fumble over names of heroes and items a lot. I see them and I know what they are and I know what they do. I could probably even tell you how much gold they cost. But seeing Zephyr and his ultimate, I would Monsoon maybe is what it's called, the giant cyclone of death. I can't think of names off the top of my head, but I know that it slows you and it does more damage the closer you are to the eye of it. So, I stumble over names a lot. So I don't believe that I am the best play-by-play caster out there. But I do feel that I have thorough knowledge of the game, and more than anything, I have a passion for this game. I love playing Heroes of Newerth. I think anyone to play it for as long as I have has to, because sometimes this is an unforgiving game. We've all had days, weekends, weeks where you go into team matchmaking and it just doesn't go well. You have an AFK guy or a guy who just doesn't really seem to get proper team compositions, and that's all well and good. We're not professional players, but the attitude of a lot of people out there is not real conducive to encouraging people to play and learn the game. But I do love this game. No matter how much I lose, I keep coming back to it because it's a great game. I love playing it. I love watching professional players play the game. It's one of those things where, seeing something that you love to do performed by people that just do it so well. Watching how it's supposed to be done is thrilling for me. I love watching the competitive scene, watching the changes in this game, with new items, tweaked items, heroes being reworked, new heroes being introduced. There's just so much to the game. You never stop learning. So it's a game that can never get old. No two games you play of Heroes of New Earth will ever be the same. Just because there's just so many variables, you never know for certain what's going to happen. And and I love it. It's a great game, and I love playing it, and I love watching the best people in the world play it. So I really hope that you guys have enjoyed this. I I I suppose I'll be optimistic and say I look forward to hearing from you soon. Um, but best of luck in your search for the next co-caster for HonCast Heroes of New Earth.